Some movies don't shout for attention, they softly murmur. Guava Island is one such film. Hidden beneath the vibrant tropical hues, the melodies, and the subtle connection between Donald Glover and Rihanna lies a narrative about something more profound, about individuals who work daily merely to exist. A man who thought that a single day of happiness could transform everything, because at times the most perilous notion in the world is to remind people that they are worthy of freedom.
Christ's love isn't like everybody else's love. It's not like the world's love. The world's love loves you when you do things right or when you do things with them. But as soon as you make a mistake, they take that love away. But what I've experienced with the love of Christ is that it loves first. It loves through wrongdoing. It loves when you shouldn't be loved anymore. It's unconditional. And that's the love that I believe is going to change the world and has changed me.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Micaiah. I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black and I'm back and I'm black.
Yo, Sasha here. Excuse me? Supermodels do not fly business class. Now, I'm not gonna demand a private jet, but I think Jag could at least spring for first class.
And today I am bringing you all another video diving into a hidden gem that many do not talk about, and that hidden film gem is Guava Island. There is a complete difference when you watch it when you're younger to you being older now and you having a grasp of the workforce, the world, and kind of how society is set up. It hits differently, and I watched it the other day, and when I tell you, like at the end, I was so emotional and I was really unpacking all of my thoughts and really thinking about how like twisted the system is set up. I knew that, but the movie kind of brought it to life, but in such an interesting and intricate way. The film came out in 2019, but I don't believe that it got the proper recognition that it deserved. So right now we're gonna give it its proper recognition and we're gonna shed some light on this film. And there will be spoilers within this, so if you wanna check out the film, I highly recommend you to do so before you watch this video. But if you don't mind spoilers, please proceed. But before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to see more of me. And if you're new, hey, and if you're a returner, I really truly appreciate the love. If you get the chance, please check out my social media platforms down within the description box and on the screen, where I display my passion for fashion along with other interests that I have. And for all who are new, you should know I do an array of topics. I am extremely diverse. I do more nerdy topics, I do nostalgic topics, and I do more conscious topics. Plus, I dibble and dabble within vlogs. So if you're interested in any of those facets, then you'll most definitely love it over here. I'm your girl. So let's get back into the video. Guava Island stands out as a unique film that resembles a parallel rather than a conventional movie. It's brief, it's a musical, it's dreamlike. As a result, many viewers miss the core message it conveys. However, hidden beneath the vibrant imagery and island melodies, Guava Island narrates a profoundly political and emotional tale about work, happiness, defiance, and liberation. Donald Glover presented Guava Island almost as if it were a Caribbean folktale. The initial narration regarding the island's past establishes the mood. Guava Island was once abundant in natural splendor and liberty until a dominant figure realized that the island's silkworms could generate wealth. In an instant, the island was organized around labor and dominance. The inhabitants no longer enjoyed freedom. This reflects the genuine histories of numerous Caribbean and post-colonial communities where natural resources were transformed into mechanisms of economic exploitation. The island serves as a symbol not merely for a single location, but for every society where productivity is prioritized over people. The island ceased to exist for its inhabitants. It began to exist for the sake of production. Guava Island reflects this very change. What was formerly a land of liberty transforms into a space organized around work hours, economic dominance, and social hierarchy. These silkworms serve as a compelling metaphor. These creatures generate something precious, yet they find themselves ensnared in a relentless cycle of toil. In a similar vein, the laborers of Guava Island generate wealth, but that prosperity never finds its way back to them. This reflects the historical patterns of extraction economies in colonized areas where labor yielded vast fortunes for the elite while local populations languished in poverty. Thus, the silkworm emerges as a representation of productivity confinement. Danny Maroon, portrayed by Donald Glover, is more than just a musician. He embodies joy as a form of resistance. His primary aim in the film is straightforward. He desires for the island's inhabitants to take a day off, just one day, only one, a day when everyone pauses their labor and comes together for music. While this may seem trivial, in the narrative's context, it's groundbreaking because systems of exploitation thrive by regulating time. When people unite to cease working and share joy, they start to recall something vital. They possess greater strength together than as solitary workers. Thus, the music in Guava Island is not mere embellishment, it's a statement, it's a collective experience, it's liberation. Kofi, portrayed by Rihanna, embodies the inner struggle that numerous individuals experience within repressive systems. She is aware of the risk involved. She advises Denny, "You can't simply make statements like that." She isn't negative. She is pragmatic. She symbolizes resilience. Many individuals in challenging environments recognize that change is essential, yet they also understand that voicing their concerns can lead to repercussions. Kofi serves as the voice of prudence. Denny represents the voice of optimism. Together, they illustrate the emotional conflict between aspiration and survival. The antagonist of the movie, Red Cargo, is more than merely a gang leader. He represents a voice of economic dominance. His serves extend beyond mere wealth. He craves control. Laborers are expected to toil. Music is not allowed to interfere with efficiency. The island must stay consistent. He personifies the rationale of systems that value profit above human beings. When Denny disrupts that order with a festival, the reaction is immediate and brutal. Oppressive regimes seldom accept shared happiness. Happiness is erratic. Happiness fosters solidarity, and solidarity has the power to confront authority. Red Cargo is not depicted as a conventional dictator. Rather, he functions more like a corporate supervisor, overseeing the island's output. This illustrates the way contemporary exploitation frequently manifests, not necessarily through an empire, but via economic reliance and control over labor. The workers do not seem to be enslaved, however, they find themselves ensnared in a system where their very existence hinges on relentless work. That nuance is deliberate. The movie concludes with Denny's death. On the surface, it seems devastating. However, the underlying message is not one of despair, because the following day, the festival continues. The island unites. They celebrate with dance. They lift their voices in song. His aspirations endure, and that's the true essence of the narrative. Oppressive regimes may stifle voices, yet ideas flourish. Denny evolves into a system. His passing elevates his vision to a significance beyond his own existence. Denny's passing resonates with a rich history of political martyrs and the narrative of revolution. Those who confront oppressive systems frequently transform into enduring symbols. However, the pivotal moment arises after his demise. The festival continues, even in his absence. And this was despite what the Red Cargo want, but the mission and the message still prevailed. This moment conveys a profound message. Ideas endure beyond the individuals who initiate them. The Islanders coming together for music signifies that Denny's vision has already taken root. The community has reclaimed its sense of agency. One of the most impactful concepts in Guava Island is that joy in its essence is revolutionary, not joy that serves as an escape, not merely a distraction, but joy that is shared collectively. Music, dance, community. These elements serve to reconnect individuals with their humanity. Systems founded on exploitation demand that people overlook that humanity. This is precisely why Denny's concept holds such significance. It transcends being just a performance. It becomes a moment when the island reconnects with its true self. Guava Island debuted in a rather unconventional manner. As a result, it missed out on the typical marketing support that a blockbuster film usually gets. Additionally, it challenges categorization. It's not entirely a complete musical, a conventional drama, a typical narrative film. Instead, it resembles a visual poem, and visual poems often struggle to gain traction in popular discussions. Yet that distinctiveness is precisely what renders it remarkable. Guava Island transcends the notion of just a concert. It possesses a thought-provoking question. What occurs when individuals realize they are entitled to more than just mere existence? Denny held the belief that if the island's inhabitants could pause their labor, even for a single day, they might rediscover their strength. Perhaps that's the reason the film resonates so deeply. In a society where our value is frequently measured by our output, the concept that joy, music, and community could serve as a form of revolution is both simple and deeply meaningful. It serves as a reminder that sometimes the most radical gesture isn't one of defiance. It's uniting and celebrating life, regardless of the circumstances. Guava Island has a runtime of just 55 minutes. Yet it unfolds like a political poem. It possesses a seemingly straightforward question. What occurs when individuals pause their labor long enough to realize that they are entitled to happiness? In a world where numerous communities continue to grapple with remnants of economic oppression and labor disparity, this question resonates with unexpected significance. For often, the initial move towards liberation isn't insurrection. It's the recollection that existence should encompass more than mere survival. The way Donald Glover's mind operates is so fascinating to me, because to bring something like this to life and the way it was filmed, I love the filming on this. And this is arguably going to be one of my favorite films, mainly because of the message. I already love island life. Like, I love being on an island. I love being immersed in it. But having that aspect along with having the revolutionary and the musical aspect to it made this film very interesting. There was a complete difference when I watched it in 2019 to when I watched it now, because I'm older and I've gotten a grasp of how this dog-eat-dog work field mindset is, and I no longer associate with that. I know we are valued based off of what we accomplish and what we achieve in life, but my value comes in the Lord. It's even just a blessing with me breathing, even with these interactions, the moments, the peace, learning how to slow down. We're not taught to learn how to slow down, especially within the American society. We have like this dog-eat-dog work mindset, and I've completely stepped away from that kind of logic and honestly helped with that. And of course, now as I'm getting older, during the pandemic, I had to really learn how to take a pause, reset, because I went a little crazy because I was so used to moving, and it really shouldn't be like that. We should have moments where we pause, where we rest, and all of these are all man-made things that they want us to achieve. But if you put your value in happiness and all of these things, then your happiness will never be fulfilled, because there's always something new to achieve and there's always higher heights to go to. So that's why I no longer put my value in the system and how it's orchestrated. But I love how this film kind of brought all of that to the screen, and it didn't just portray one thing, it tapped into so many different things. And I love Donald Glover's Summer Pack, which has Feels Like Summer, and Feels Like Summer is a deeper song than people realize. I always randomly listen to this song, but I never really realized how deep the song is until I watched the movie again, and they were of course reciting it in the film, and I'm like, wait, this is actually very, very, very deep. And it kind of made me a little emotional as well, because it's like, this world is so corrupt. That's why we need the Lord. It's so corrupt, and there's just so many different issues to unpack. So let's really break down Feels Like Summer's lyrics by Donald Glover, because it's very powerful and I think a lot of people kind of overlook it. They kind of just feel, oh, it feels like summer, which is nice, but it's a lot deeper. So he says, 7 billion souls, I'm gonna try not to sing it, 7 billion souls that move around the sun, rolling fast and not a chance to slow down. Slow down. Men who made machines that want what they decide. Parents trying to tell their children, please slow down. Slow down. I know you know the pain. I'm hoping that this world will change, but it just seems the same. I'm not going to read the lyrics for the chorus. And then the next verse is, every day gets hotter than the one before. Running out of water, it's about to go down, go down. Air that kills the bees that we depend upon. Birds were made for singing, waking up to no sound, no sound. And then he says on like the outro, oh, my mind is still the same. I'm hoping that this world would change, but it just seems the same. I know, I hope we can change. So it's a very deep song and it has a lot of different layers and emotions to it. We kind of have like this work moving, and I caught myself doing that at one point and not really taking the time to pause, slow down, and really soak in that day and soak in the moment. I was just like moving and not taking the chance to slow down. And I feel like a lot of people are still stuck in that. Some people get stuck in that for 40 years, 50 years, their whole life, and they don't really step back and pause. And I think that's important for us to do. And within the movie, I love how at the end, Kofi, who is played by Rihanna, says, we got our day. So even when they eliminated him, if you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to be mindful of wording on YouTube, they still got that day off. The Red Cargo had this mindset of, okay, people need to come to work. Your festival is going to stop them from coming to work, so you need to cancel your festival. Denny was not going for that, and he still proceeded, and of course they eliminated him because of that. Might I add that they bribed him with a lot of money to go and escape, but he still did not allow that to cause him to crumble and lose out on the mission that he had set out for his people. But they thought, okay, people are still going to come to work the next day. And joke's on them, when people came together, no one showed up for work. They went to Denny's funeral, and that brought together people. They were celebrating. Even within that moment, they were celebrating that moment and celebrating that time. And you thought you took away that day, but we still had that day. And it just shows us how powerful we could be as human beings and as people, even going into Black people, if we really properly came together. But of course, that's the enemy's tactic. He doesn't want us to come together. He wants us to always be divided, and that's the goal. But this showed if you come together, or if you stand for something, something great can be achieved from it. Now, is there always going to be a positive outcome? No, but sometimes the negative outcomes can spark change and evoke this change within people. And for that one day, they got that moment to not work when they were working Monday through Sunday. They got that one day to not work, and I found that to be beautiful. So if you watch the film, I would like to know you all's thoughts and perspectives on it. It's a film that does not get talked about enough, and to me it's unfortunate, but it's always those movies that have such a strong message, such a powerful theme that tend to get overlooked time and time again. But I'm open to knowing you all's thoughts and perspectives on the matter. Whatever side of the coin you fall on, let's be respectful down within the comment section. We all are entitled to respect one another, whether you agree or whether you disagree. And I want you all to remember that you are loved by the God who created the universe. He made you for such a special purpose. There's no mistake as to why you are here on this earth. You've been made for such a great purpose. He knew you before you were in your mother's womb. So let your light shine bright and don't allow anyone to dim that. So I'll check you all out in the next video. Stay blessed, everyone.